So studying with music is actually less effective than studying without music, but I still do it anyway. So why am I actually choosing to be less effective? And what sort of music am I listening to? Hey guys, Archer here, a second year medical student, and on this channel, we focus on being intentional with our time so that we can maximize our time on things and the people that matter to us. So I'm always listening to music, and I pretty much listen to all of the waking hours that I ever have. And sometimes I even play it when I'm sleeping as well. You know, whether I'm studying or I'm working or I'm trying to calm myself down and relax before going to bed, something like that, I am still listening to music on Spotify usually. And so it's always just been a part of my life. I've been playing guitar since, you know, even my first memories, and it's just been something that I've always enjoyed. So in this video, we're gonna go through the big question: should I study with or without music? The types of music that you could be listening to, and then personally my choice of music. Alright, so let's just start off with the benefits and the disadvantages of listening to music while you're trying to do some meaningful work, whether it be study or actually things for business. Okay, so studying without music. The absence of noise actually means that you have more mental processing and cognitive power to do the things that you actually want to be focusing on, but it also does expose you and make it easier for you to get distracted. Specifically of the fact that there aren't things that are captivating your attention as much. And for dopamine junkies like myself, I'm quite addicted to checking my phone and things like that. So without a dopamine detox or anything of that sort of stuff that, you know, these productivity gurus are sort of doing, I will not be able to concentrate for long without music with me. It's not something that I can personally sustain for a very long time. When I personally listen to music, I'm actually able to study for longer because I find the process more enjoyable. But as we know, when we listen to music, there is going to be a decrease in effectiveness and efficiency in the work that you're doing. So here I'm evaluating the effectiveness of my study versus the longevity of it, which I think for most people, it's actually more desirable to do it for a longer amount of time. But what we also have to take into consideration is that we're being efficient so that we're not spending more time on things that we don't need to be spending more time on. So I choose to study with music because that's just the balance of probabilities here. I can reduce my ability to get distracted so that I can get more meaningful work done. And so here for me, it's all about reaching that flow state and maintaining my focus for as long as I can. So if you're already sold and if you already listen to music or not, let me tell you what types of sounds that we can be listening to that are not going to reduce our efficiency that much when we actually go about our work. It's easy to say that studying with music makes the whole process more enjoyable, but it does make it hard to say which type of music is best for you. Because here's the thing, not all types of music are built the same for doing work with. So the research pretty undeniably shows that listening to music with vocals leads to a significant decrease in your focus. And this sort of makes sense because half your brain's gonna be trying to work with linguistics and trying to read, you know, words on a piece of paper or on the screen or something like that. But at the same time, there are vocals coming through into your brain and it's trying to process that at the same time. And so undeniably, that's going to divide your attention between these two things at the same time. That's why it's easy to listen to things like music soundtracks or for movies or something like that, or things just like lo-fi chill vibes and that sort of stuff. But even these are quite variable in terms of the quality, because some soundtracks, you know, they change modality and volume and all this sort of stuff within a piece. Some of them are better for your focus and concentration, while others may not be. The worst thing that can possibly happen when you're listening to music is that you have reached the flow state and then music takes you out of it just because there's been like a crash cymbal hit or something like that. That leads into a big hit in terms of efficiency because you've got to go through the whole process again of gaining momentum and getting back into the flow state. And this can actually be quite difficult as well. So now that we're talking a little bit more about the science when it comes to studying with music, this is why I personally use Brain FM as my choice when I study or work. I'll get into it in a little bit about why I go with Brain FM across all of the other options, but another thing that you could be considering is white noise. And more recently, I figured out about this thing called pink noise, which I'm not too sure about, but it seems pretty cool. So there's a lot of studies as well that white noise is pretty effective when it comes to having something to captivate your attention and focus so that you can actually work on something else. So this doesn't personally work too well for me, but I think it's more of a personal thing. There is a white noise generator in the description below if you want to check it out and sort of customize it to something that you think suits for yourself. I don't really know too much about pink noise, but I think this seems to be another type of white noise that you can try out as well. Another thing that there is these things called binaural beats. This is where there's some stereo separation to create some phantom modulation, which means that the left and right ear are fed different wavelengths and frequencies of sound at the same time. Now, I personally don't find it that enjoyable to listen to either, which is why I don't listen to it. All right, so I've pretty much gone through all of the types of music that I don't like listening to. So let's go through what I prefer to listen to. So before Brain FM, I usually just listened to movie soundtracks, and something that I enjoyed even more than that was lo-fi chill vibes, you know, the chilled cow live stream that always is going on. But I found that Brain FM is actually something better than that. Not only does it add some of the benefits that we see from using white noise and stuff when it comes to studying and keeping focus, but it actually makes it more enjoyable because there is some element of music behind it as well. And actually there's quite a lot of science backing the design of this sort of product as well, which is what I would sort of want to get into. So let's unpack it so we can see why it's more effective. Starting off, it has this idea of this thing that they've called, which is neural phase locking. Essentially, it's the idea that your neurons are synced together so that you're locked into this mental focus state. And this is through the rhythmic patterns that are shown within the music. And this is not considered binaural music, but another thing that they use is 3D spatialization. And this creates the illusion that the music is coming all around you. And this depends on if you have a good set of headphones, for example. But the biggest thing that I find that's useful about Brain FM is salience reduction. What this sort of means, again, is this is technical language, is basically that it's free of breaks or some unexpected sounds or like crash cymbals or anything like that. All of the distracting elements that you might find in a lo-fi soundtrack or a movie soundtrack are removed, because these are ultimately the reasons that I don't use those soundtracks anymore, is because there's too much variety in the sort of sounds that I might be hearing. And this can unnecessarily distract me and take me out of that flow state. Brain FM has actually been a game changer for me because it provides all these benefits and gets out of the way of getting distracted by lyrics and all the other things that I've mentioned before. And I think it's such a valuable resource as well because they've also attuned it not only for work, but for sleep and even meditation, which is the main thing that I use it for as well, meditation. So I really want you guys to take advantage of this. And because you guys are students, I made sure to reach out to them to get a deal for you guys. So if you want to try a trial of Brain FM, I've made sure to leave a link in the description. And if you do enjoy the product and you want a little bit of a discount, make sure to use the coupon code ARCHER10 to get 10% off. I highly recommend for you guys to listen to Brain FM. And if you enjoy any of my study live streams that I've been doing, this is the music that I'm always listening to. All right, so let me know how it goes, guys. And I'm really excited to see how you guys go with this with studying. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.